You are most welcome.
Can I leave now?
Oh, why do you not want to be here?
No, it's absolutely, it's wonderful to be here.
We'll make it as painless as
No,
possible.
it's just really nice.
So you're back in Ireland. Are you back in Ireland that much, Gilbert, or what's the feeling?
Well, usually when I'm touring, although I have a lot of relatives that
Yes.
we visit and stuff, and I still have family in Waterford. But,
Yes.
no, it's mostly for touring.
Good.
And 2 years ago we were here at the Olympia, and we're back in March around the country. So it's good to be back.
It's good to be back. Are you going to play Waterford this time?
Well, Hillary, who's the mayor of Waterford, has been on to me now for months, in fact for years, that would I play Waterford. And I put him off, and of course he's very hurt now because we're doing Wexford. So he thinks, well, if you're doing Wexford, why the hell can't you do Waterford?
You're next door, come on.
I know. But it's the thing about in your own doorstep and stuff. I've lived in Jersey for over 20 years and I haven't performed there. Because I like to feel when I go home from abroad, Japan or America, wherever, it's just a normal person. And so I have no pressure. The thing about Waterford is that I want to go back there and perform, but I want to kind of feel it's the right time. I have to kind of to re-establish myself in my own way. Once I've done that, I've told Hillary I will do it, yes. And then we'll do a sort of a big charity show at some point in the near future. So Hillary,
it's going to happen eventually, but you can't confirm a date just today.
It won't be this time.
Really not,
it'll be in the next few years, I'm sure.
That's quite an unusual, I suppose, take on it, because just the nervousness that Waterford appears to cause you is curious to me.
No, I'm proud of my roots. I'm a local boy and makes good. I like that.
But performing there is obviously an issue.
It is. I have to say that I did go there in '92 when I started performing again after all the court cases and stuff.
Yes.
And we went to I'm not sure, the Opera House in Waterford, and I did the play that I was doing, which I took to the Gaiety for a week, 5 days. Then I came back, and that was wonderful. I think Hillary came on the stage. I mean, he was a fan since then, and he came up and sang Matrimony with me and stuff.
Oh, fantastic.
So I came back a few years later, and this is the crux of it, and it was half empty. And that's the thing about it. I have no problem, say, going to Japan and it being half empty. But I don't like the idea of appearing in my hometown. So part of the phobia is in Jersey and also in Swindon, where my mother and my sisters live. They want me to appear there. Yeah. So I keep telling them that it will happen all in good time.
Of course, it wasn't half empty, it was half full. So with that in mind, you'll perform there eventually. It'll be jammed the next time. If Hillary has anything to do with it, it'll be stuffed.
No question.
To the rafters.
No question.
You play OSullivan, you're going to play us a couple of songs tonight. There's a new one which I'm looking forward to hearing, and a couple of old ones as well. Are the old ones, are you comfortable playing with them?
I'm very comfortable.
Are you? You don't feel that they're...
Of course. I mean, when you perform them, it's not yours. It belongs to the audience that you're playing it to. And so it's very important that you give the best delivery. Yeah. And the great thing is that every night can be different. And I'm not a 50-week-a-year tourer.
Sure.
I tour just maybe 3 or 4 months.
Yes.
So it's not as though I could get tired of them. But the thing is, in a show that's lasting 2.5 hours, the really nice thing is that all the songs you're performing are yours.
Yes.
And so you get the opportunity to do lots of the old songs, album material, plus a few new songs and stuff.
Well, would you like to make your way over to the keyboard? Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, Gilbert, I'll come over to play. Performing a song that spent 12 weeks in the UK charts back in 1970, which in fact was his first taste of chart success. Would you please welcome Mr. Gilbert O'Sullivan?
I don't know what makes a man or a woman even think that terror isn't evil. How could anyone have plans that would guarantee the death of thousands of people? And yet as different set of values. You think it unholy what you must remember in what they were facing. Many feared the worst in calls they were making, and yet as is shown that day, I love you. That was all they wanted to say. It's a fine line you cross when you talk of a loss in terms of its market share. There are paintings worth millions gone. Who even cares? Who'd even dare? Even if your faith in God is now dwindling, think of those who called up, trapped inside those buildings, knowing what before them lay. I love you. That was all they wanted to say. Nobody, I think, who's been caught up in an act of terror needs to be reminded what you can't envisage seeing is for some the very reason they are so delighted. Never realized before until this hour, words, however much abused, have so much power. Think of those who call that day. I love you. I love you. I love you. That was all they wanted to say.
I'm just curious, that was lovely. You enjoyed that, ladies and gentlemen, didn't you? Lovely. That's from the new album, obviously.
Yeah, we have a new record coming out in, I think, around April time.
Lovely.
So
Well, I
I've
hope it all
just
sounds like
finished
that.
that.
Yeah, so good.
Thank you.
Can I ask you about the current music? Like, who do you rate? Who do you like to buy?
Well, I buy everything.
Do you?
I buy everything, and I listen to most things. I mean, I like people like John Mayer, Pixie Lott, Lady Gaga. I buy them all because as a songwriter, it's important to listen to what's going on.
Yeah, yeah.
And you can maybe learn something. You're
Sure.
always learning.
Yeah.
And so it may not be so much the songs, but the sound of these records are fantastic.
Are you an X Factor fan, Gilbert?
Not really. I don't watch it. I mean, I appreciate the talent that appears there, but I don't like the program in the sense that I feel the program is about the judges and not about the performers.
Yes.
And the worst that the judges can say about the people that are appearing, the more people seem to like it. So, and I find it, my heart goes out to the people that are heavily criticized and stuff. But I think the talent that comes through very often is great talent. So if that's the only vehicle for them to get there, then
So be it.
So be it.
Well, I'd
yeah.
love to hear something from the back catalogue. Would you mind?
No problem.
What are you going to give us?
I would do nothing right.
I would love to hear it. Gilbert Sullivan.
Right.